We've come to the end of our quilt, and I need to still put part of my pantograph on here. So in order to do that, I need to baste my edges all down nicely. And to do that, you're going to pin, but don't pin anywhere close to where you're going to be stitching. And you're going to be stitching right along your edges here. But secure it so that you don't have any big puckers. You're just holding your top in place so that it doesn't wander on you. And that one just wants to be. So as I baste this, on the pantograph, there are those lighter lines that I said are used for placement of where you're going to be doing your stitching at. They're also called ghost lines, and they're on the top and bottom of almost all the pantographs. Some of them are pre-filled in, and in this case, it would have only filled in up to about 4 inches from the top. So we're actually going to have to go and use more of the actual pantograph, and I'll show you how we do that. After I marked where we need to advance the quilt top to, and once we've got that lined up, then we can go back to the pantograph and determine how much more we need to, of the pantograph we're going to need to use in order to finish this quilt evenly. I've placed the head of the long arm at the very top of my quilt. And so from the base here on the dark lines up to where the laser light is, this is the portion that I need to stitch onto the quilt. Using your little blue strips, place one down, move the head along, even it out, place another strip down, move the head along, make sure that you're staying somewhat even. You can always quilt off of the quilt, and that's never going to be a problem. You just don't want to be short. Okay. Go back and get started. Now you're going to come to a part where the pattern goes off and you now need to jump back in. So just follow up in the blue area where your blue transparent tape is and come in and pick up that little area. Some of them are insignificant and you're really not going to have to worry about them. You make that call. You can always go back and fill in when you've finished your row.
This is a step that can get a little bit confusing depending on the pantograph that you're using. Kathy's using one with a pretty simple path, but some that have a path that changes direction often, you may want to trace over the stitching line with your finger before you start, so that as you travel through that blue tape, you don't jump out in the wrong direction and get double stitching that you don't want.